Man has exciting idea for breakfast. Let the story commence. Craig was about to have breakfast and he thought, no, I don't want porridge. No, I don't want cereal. I don't want a fry-up. And Mary came in and said, what you talking to yourself again? He went, aye. She says, what you talking about now? He said, I'm just trying to think of something to have for breakfast. She says, well, why don't you have cereal? He says, you can go to work now if you want. I've thought about all that. She says, don't fucking dismiss me. Oh, you can go to work now. He said, no, I have thought about everything. Why don't you have a fry-up? I have thought about a fry-up. You can go now if you want. You can go to fuck, she said, and then slammed the door. And then she was away to work. So he went, right, let me have a think here. He thought, I've got a good idea. And he went round to the shops and he said, do you have any diluting juice? Any what? Cordial. Yes. No cunt calls it diluting juice anymore. Everything's got to be all fucking English. Said to her, this is him to the fucking guy in the shop. He said to the guy in the shop, I said, a wee guy, the other day was holding his phone next to a stank, right? He was on his phone. I says, look out, wee man, move your way, your phone might drop in the stank. He's like, stank? Wee guy for Glasgow. Wee teenager for Glasgow. He's like, stank? Stank, the stank. I pointed at the stank. With the drain. With the drain. Stank. Do you know calling it a stank? Working class boy you know. Working class boy you know. Look at that, never heard of a stank in my life. Look, fucking dafties, man. Who here? Anyway. So the shopkeeper went like, stank? The drain, when it's raining. The drain at the pavement, but no, I've never heard of that. Right. He says, well, listen, give me a cordial or diluting juice, lemon. He said, why don't you get it yourself, Jink? I've got a fucking diluting juice behind the counter. Behind the counter are cigarettes and painkillers. Right, where are they then? They're there. So he got diluting juice and then he brought it back to his house and he got a frying pan out and he poured the cordial, the diluting juice, not diluted with water, straight onto a frying pan. Pocket Shepherd in the chat asks, very early improv today, question mark. What sort of fucking question is that? And that's for a mod. Check the time. Am I doing an improv? Is that early? If it is, yes. If it isn't, no. Fucking hell. So, Craig went back and poured the cordial air the frying pan. Full heat, hot as fuck. Just to see what happened, just to see what kind of maybe like crystallised or got reduced to something. And he did it. Fuck. And then it started sort of bubbling down as something that got all sticky. And it was all sweet smelling, lemony. And he's like, oh, and smoke, oh fuck. He took it off and he went, what the fuck have I done? What have I done? And then he took it off and he thought, I need to cool this down, but cool it down. He turned it upside, the frying pan upside down to cool the bottom of it with cold water, but it started to fucking drip out. It was like gel, started to drip. It's just like fuck. Like, he left it to cool. He watched it. Mary messaged him to say, sorry for saying fuck off. He went, oh, it's fine, can I phone you? She said, what is it? I'm in work. He said, it's nothing important. She went, all right then. And he phoned her and he went, I've tried to make myself something interesting for breakfast, and what I did was, what have you burnt? Have you burnt something? I've kind of burnt something, but it's fine. And in fact, hold on a second. And he got a teaspoon and he scraped the lemon cordial off the frying pan, the reduced stuff. And he went like, just going to taste this. And he tasted it, and it was fucking minging. It was like medicine or something, and it burnt his mouth. It was like fucking napalm or something. He started screaming. She went, oh my God, what's going on? What's going on? Is there a fire? He went, it's fine. He switched the phone off. 5 minutes later, fire brigade came in, banging on the door, and he answered the door. And they were like, fire here? Wait, no, it's a fire in my mouth. I burnt my mouth. They said, is this a funny phone call? Is this a prank call? Have we been exed or something? He went, no, I think my girlfriend Mary might have phoned. She thought there was maybe a fire because of the way I reacted, but there's no fire. And they said, we can't leave until we've put a fire out. That's the way it is. He says, well, there is a fire in my mouth. It's dead hot. I burnt my mouth. He went, right, okay, open up. And they took the hose. Fucking hose like that. Big thing like that. Big thing like that. That fucking wide. I went, open up. And they told his lips right there. The hose like that. And they went like, right, John, switch it on. And Craig could see the hose getting all thick, but the water wasn't coming at the front yet. And Craig went like that. And what he meant was, gonna no do this. You don't have to do this. And the fireman went like that. God forgive me for what I'm about to do. And he pulled a wee lever. And the back of Craig's head came off. The whole of that came right off. It came right off. It was kind of like that bit in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom when they're running away through the water. Down the kind of tunnel. They've came off the cart, and then they're sort of hiding round the corner, out on the cliff, and then bits of the water start sort of shooting it like it's a bit of wood. Hold on, I'll show you. It was like that, except the back of his head. Hold on, I'll show you. Water.
Peggy 16.
Just a moment.
I am the myth.
Hold on. Back a wee bit. That! It was like that. It was like that. the back of his head went like that with the water. And that was his backbone came right out the back. And then the whole of the back of his head was like that. Bits of it all coming off. Look at that. I miss that look, by the way. I miss that look. Look at that look. No shadow. That kind of black outline you would get. Fucking shite. And this look. Look at this. Look at them on the left. Look at them there. Look, they tried to put a wee fake shadow on it. Look at him there. Anyway, that's what the back of his head was like. And the fireman had to keep it going for a minute. You got to squish the water for at least a minute. It's part of the rules with the fire brigade. Once you start squishing, it's got to keep going for less than a minute. Kind of like police. Don't pull your gun out unless you plan to use it or something. I don't fucking know. Or maybe that's something about the fucking Wild West or something. I don't know. You can't start your hose unless you plan on keeping it going for a minute, or don't bother. So I had to keep it going. And by the end of the minute, there was no Craig. Because even though his head was missing, they had to go like that, right? Got to squish the body now. And he's just blasted everywhere. And the funny thing is, he was like a diluted Craig. There was like that much Craig and that much water. So he became like a diluted Craig, diluting just Craig cordial. And the fireman felt that bad about it that because Mary was devastated, and he said, listen, I'm going to start a charity thing so to help support you. She said, I don't need supported, what you on about? Well, you know, just to provide an income. She says, I've got a job. He went, I know, but just for your family, help raise the family. Well, I don't have a family, don't have ways, but even if I did, I would be able to raise them by myself. I know, but it's just that on just a single income. I had a better income than him. He didn't have an income. He didn't have a fucking job. The fireman said, well, anyway, I've set up a kind of GoFundMe sort of thing, but also a business idea called Craig's Cordial. So it's kind of like a strawberry, raspberry sort of cordial, like diluting juice, and it kind of looks like what he looked like in his final hours on the ground, diluted. And she said, all right then. And Craig's Cordial has now, no pun intended, floated. It's now floating on the stock market. It's not a public company. You can buy shares in it. It's went so successfully. Really, 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 really well. It's gone really, really well. And as far as Mary's concerned, Craig was more used to her dead than alive. So well done, Craig, on your exciting idea for breakfast. The end. And that's a true story. How do I know? I was a fireman. I set that up for Mary. And me and Mary have, got pretty close. Me and Mary have got pretty close, yeah. Started off shoulder to cry on because I lost my wife as well, I lost my wife many years ago, yeah. Shoulder to cry on,